Mikel Arteta has finally spoken about the deals of Quansah and Konsa to the club of Arsenal. He has gone ahead to paint a wide perspective of the game of football that we anticipate to see Arsenal play in here onto what we call the Rokani media football. Mikel Merino, after Arsenal winning on penalties against a team known as Como, has come up and obviously spoken hugely onto his expectations and excitement at the club of Arsenal in there for you, including the game Arsenal is going to be playing tomorrow in the Community Shield. So smash like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name and hope you guys are really having the best of your weekend in here for you. And there is a song by Uncle Ronnie known as Weekend, and I think it's really one of those that you should obviously come and really listen to because it really resonates well with what the weekend is all about. We are soon, we've just gone ahead to hit 30,100 subscribers, so please go ahead and really subscribe if you're watching us for the very first time to see to it that we hit 30,200. And after subscribing, turn on the notification bell. Have you heard? Turn on the notification bell after subscribing. It has been confirmed by all credible sources that Arsenal has gone ahead to make contact with the camp of Quansah, and also for Konsa, they've gone ahead to agree personal terms, and they are trying to obviously put in bids, but Aston Villa is rejecting those bids. Now, Arteta, while in a presser facing the media ahead of the game of the Community Shield that's going to be played tomorrow in, is it Wales there? He has come up and obviously faced questions about these two players that are being linked to Arsenal. And when asked, what did Arteta have to say? Arteta said the following: I'm not going to talk about any individuals. Obviously, what I can tell you is the ambition of the club, it's big. We want to improve the squad. We want to evolve the squad. And in order to achieve that, we have obviously detected some areas that can be strengthened. That's what we are trying to do. So obviously he cannot come out and say that we went ahead and contacted the camp of Konsa for Quansah. For the camp of Konsa, we try to obviously make bids and have been turned down by the side of Aston Villa, and he's playing a very good card onto this. But after denying that, he then confirms to us that they are hugely interested in these players. You get, by saying, what I can tell you is the ambition of the club is big. Now, if he says the ambition of the club is very big, that speaks volumes how big it is. Because we might be thinking that Arsenal is going to go in for just one defender who can play as a right back and a centre back. Yet, they're even willing to go for two more to strengthen their central defense, because Ben White might leave, and when he leaves, they need to replace him. Then a player known as William Saliba is injured, and they might be like, he might be on and off this season. So we are obviously going to be deploying another right-sided centre-back to obviously come and compete with Mosquera. You understand? So when he says the dream is big, that's what runs into my mind, that if the dream is really big, then a lot has to be put onto the table. And he says we want to improve the squad, and improving the squad for the club of Arsenal, that speaks volumes, because I can give you a reference to the World Cup, because in the World Cup, teams took close to 9 defenders, and they are playing only 8 games if at all you reach the final. You understand? Now, if a team that's going to be playing 8 games has 8-9 defenders in a tournament, what of you who is obviously going to play for 10 months, and that is a season, closing to 60 games? I think you need to have more. And let's count the number of defenders that Arsenal do have. Let's count them. The number of defenders that Arsenal do have. Arsenal do have a defender called, let's start with the right backs. Ben White, Timber, those are 2. Then Mosquera, Saliba, those are 4. Gabriel Magalhaes, Hincapie, those are 6. Ricardo Carafiori, those are 7. Obviously, you see to it that they are shite in defense. They are really thin, meaning that them adding 2 more has to come up with something that has gone ahead to be foreseen by the manager, that maybe something might be happening in there for you. For example, let's look at the side of City. Rico Lewis, Matthias Nunes, Kusanov, Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake, Jesco Vadio, O'Reilly, John Stones. Who else was there? There was a time when Man City really had like 10 defenders in their team. You understand? So I think Arteta knows exactly the levels they're obviously going on to. And him being a coach that is really turned conservative, because he was really an exploitive and explosive coach. You understand? But after being attacking, explosive, and expansive, he didn't win the trophy. Now, the conservativity he has gone ahead to bring in his team has seen his team lift the Premier League. You get? So I think Arteta is like, let me be conservative. What are you going to do to me? Nothing. Let me be conservative, because through being conservative, that's when I'll obviously do the needful. That's why he has gone ahead to bring in a Bruno Guimaraes in the midfield to strengthen the midfield. And then don't be shocked when he brings in 2 defenders. Don't be shocked, because the healing process of Timber might be very slow, and he might not be able to give Arsenal the number of games he gave them last season. You understand? So I think Arsenal have other plan, and Arteta knows it very well, but he has hinted on a very big transfer to strengthen the squad. And he said, we want to evolve the squad. Have you heard? Evolving the squad. My dear, if you hear the word evolving the squad, that is really big. And in order to achieve that, we have obviously detected some areas that can be strengthened. So, and they are trying to do that. So, if they are trying to strengthen those areas, I tell you, don't get shocked when they obviously bring in this, because Arsenal has the money. I've seen people say that the guy is struggling to move on these players, and I'm like, people, and their stories. I don't think that Arsenal is struggling to obviously move on these players. The answer is no. I think Arsenal has the best of the best to do this. I tell you, they do have the best in class to really pull on this, because they made a lot of money and they're having very many players to sell. You look at Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, Ben White, Nogard has already left, Ethan Nwaneri, Miles Lewis Kelly. So they can move on players. And I think they are moving on players because they do believe that these players need to be getting in playing time. There is Fabio Vieira is another one that is expected to leave the club of Arsenal. So they've already sold Trossard. Arsenal can move on like 6-7 players, and then they bring in more. Don't be shocked when Arsenal goes ahead to bring in 5 or 6 players. 5 or 6 on top of Bruno Guimaraes and Zolis there for you. Now, from there, Arteta was asked on the transfer window, and this is what he had to say. He said, it's a very exciting part of the season when a lot of things happen. I think you create excitement. There is an opportunity as well to evolve. There is also a very good way to understand what every player is feeling. We are trying the maximum that we can to end up in 14-13 days in the best possible condition to compete for every possible competition. Now, they want to evolve, as he said earlier, but he has hinted on it being exciting. Exciting meaning that a lot of deals can be worked on, and not all of those will go through, including that of Vinicius Jr., Julian Alvarez. I see Arsenal being linked to Victor Osimhen, and so on and so forth. But he's saying that they want to use the remaining 14 days to see to it that they really put out a possible condition to complete everything possible. And I think they will. They started on a low, but I know they'll obviously go on a high because of what I know they can put up onto the table as the side of us. And especially Andre Bata, with his experience, he can get a deal done in a nick of time. Do you know how many deals Arsenal did last season? And how many really went ahead to take long? I think that of Gyökeres went ahead to take some time, right? Eze, it took some time, you get? But the deal of Zubimendi was instant. The deal of Noni Madueke was instant. Mosquera instant. Pierre Hincapie instant. Kepa Arrizabalaga instant. Nogard instant. He did 6 deals instantly, in a blink of an eye. He did those effortlessly. And these two of Gyökeres and Eze took him some time. You understand? So, I trust him in the remaining 2 weeks. Arsenal can obviously go ahead to obviously pull out a magical summer transfer completion that Arteta really needs. So, Arteta has shown Arsenal's appetite, that it's still big. They still want to go. They still want to move more miles and see to it that they put it up to the standards in there for you. So guys, thank you very much for watching. That's all about Arteta on Quansah and Konsa transfers in there for you, and also hinting on Arsenal's appetite of going hard to see to it that they sign and bring in more and more and more players for the club of Arsenal. You understand? So, that is it. Coming in through from the club of Arsenal in there for you. So from there, we obviously head to Mikel Merino. Mikel Merino, in the midweek, when they obviously drew with Como, he came on and he went ahead to obviously get what we call a heroic welcome at the side of Arsenal Stadium, known as Emirates. And after the game, he said, "It's been very good. I'm very happy to be here. Short summer for me, but for good reasons. I'm buzzing to be back. Everyone has welcomed us in the best way possible. It's good to be home. Physically, I feel great. I feel good. The injury was not the best of the news, but it gave me some time to rest. So I had my rest back then. Mentally, I'm still focused and haven't had time to switch off. I'm just carrying on with the momentum. It's positive, having won the World Cup, so I try to bring the positivity to the team. Obviously, winning the World Cup is very important because it improves the winning mentality of these players. And having gone ahead not to participate hugely into that campaign, Raya, Merino, and Zubimendi, it gives them a chance to obviously come up and put out a very huge thirst or quench for the trophy this coming season. If at all you are an Arsenal fan, you will understand that better, that that hunger to win has increased. It has gone ahead to increase on a level. It's not as it was before. However much they went ahead to win the Premier League, lost in the Champions League final. Now, as you are still mourning about losing the Champions League final, you lift what we call the World Cup. And this can be used as a motivating hint to these players of Arsenal, coming out and telling their fellow players that it's still possible. We won the Premier League. As we are mourning losing the Champions League, we went ahead to win the most precious trophy in the game of football. That is the World Cup. So, if we won the World Cup, we can come, win the Champions League, win the Premier League, and so on and so forth. And you've gone ahead to hear Mikel Arteta say he wants to go for 4 trophies. He's eyeing a quadruple this season, and you need players to be having such a mentality to obviously clinch that dream of yours as the manager of Arsenal. So from there, obviously, Mikel Merino went ahead and said the following, that it's unreal to come here for a friendly game and see so many fans supporting us. It's honestly the best crowd we can hope for, and we're really hoping to give them more happiness. I think we dominated. The team showed what is capable of. Everyone was in good level. Honestly, I think we deserve to win. We had massive chances to score. We take the positives into the next game, and hopefully we can dominate every game like we did today. So we wait and see whether they can obviously dominate the games. But he's talking of the crowd. It shows you how that crowd is really firing up. You understand? It's firing up like no other because of what they've gone ahead to obviously do for this crowd. They won them the trophy, and they went ahead to obviously do the needful. You understand? And I tell you, nothing will stop in here. Nothing will stop Arsenal from really going to that. Now, for the game they're going to be playing tomorrow, obviously, this is what Mikel Merino had to say. And it shows you what winning means and what winning trains a footballer's mentality, that every tournament, every game is like a final. Now, here the statement of Mikel Merino in all this. Merino has come up and said, it's another final and we want to win. We want to give the fans more happiness, but especially for us, we want to compete. Wearing this shirt and this badge means a lot, and that's about giving everything and playing for our best capacity. You understand? So, that is it coming in through from Mikel Merino, and he said it's another final and we want to win. We want to give the fans more happiness, but especially for us. So they want to win even this one. And if anyone thought that Arsenal is obviously going to be playing casually, your captain is, the World Cup winner is saying he needs to come up and put in a very huge shift and attack. So your reactions onto this are welcome in the comment section below. First video of the day. I think I'm going to be returning with another story heading to the game of Man United and AC Milan happening in an hour from now. Over to United Matters channel. See you there.